Think you have seen every type of mining machine? Think again. We are not talking about a hard hat and a pickaxe. We are talking about mechanical titans so massive, so ferociously powerful, and so utterly planet reshaping that standing next to one feels less like visiting a worksite and more like standing at the foot of a moving mountain. Make sure you stick around until the very end because number one is so enormous it has its own internal conveyor network and takes 3 years to fully assemble on site. We are uncovering 10 mining machines so legendary, so mind-blowing, and so mathematically terrifying that you won't believe they were ever built by human hands. Smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and let us know in the comments which of these mechanical monsters you would actually want to operate. Let us roll. Number 10, the Marion Steam Shovel, United States, 1904. The Marion Steam Shovel is where modern strip mining was born. A lurching, hissing iron, cathedral on crawler tracks, belching steam into the open sky. Built by the Marion Steam Shovel Company of Ohio, it was the first truly large-scale excavator deployed for commercial mining in America, with a dipper capable of swallowing a small carriage in a single bite. The true magic was its crawler-mounted mobility. Previous excavators sat on rail lines and could only dig in one direction, but it possessed a fatal flaw. Steam power meant constant water and fuel supply chains, and a single boiler failure could shut an entire operation down for days. Surviving examples exist in outdoor museums across the American Midwest. Weirdness meter 7 out of 10. Industrial Revolution intimidation rating 10 out of 10. Number 9. The Bucyrus Erie, Walking Dragline, United States, 1956. The Bucyrus Erie walking dragline could physically pick itself up and take steps across the earth using massive pontoon-like feet, like watching a building decide to go for a walk. It weighed several thousand tons and crept at roughly 100 meters per hour, which sounds laughable until you realize it never needed to stop digging to reposition. Its dipper could scoop 30 cubic meters in a single pass, enough to fill a standard living room in one bite, but it possessed a fatal flaw. Walking drag lines required extraordinarily precise ground assessments before deployment, and several early units sank into soft overburden, requiring multi-week recovery operations. Units of this generation remain in service in Australian coalfields today. Weirdness meter 8 out of 10. Ground anxiety rating 9 out of 10. Number 8. The Krupp Bagger 288, Germany, 1978. The Bagger 288 held the title of the world's largest land vehicle for over 2 decades. And looking at it, that claim requires zero verification. 220 meters long, 96 meters tall, 45,000 tons, roughly the equivalent of a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier rolling across a coal field on rails. The true magic was its continuous excavation capability. 45,000 cubic meters of earth removed every single day without pause. But it possessed a fatal flaw. It requires 5 operators and a support crew of over 100 just to keep it moving, and redirecting it takes days of careful planning. It is mathematically terrifying. Weirdness meter 10 out of 10. Subtlety rating 0 out of 10. Number 7. The Letourneau L 2003. 50 loader, United States, 1983. The Letourneau 2350 is the largest rubber-tired front-end loader ever built, and it carries the quiet menace of something that knows exactly how large it is. Each tire stands nearly 4 meters tall and costs more than most family homes, and its bucket capacity sits at 53 cubic meters. The true magic was the electric drive wheel system. Diesel engines generated electricity. Onboard, powering individual motors at each wheel and eliminating the need for a conventional transmission entirely. But it possessed a fatal flaw. Tire wear became a catastrophic operating cost, and even minor punctures require specialist equipment and multi-day repair windows. Only a handful were ever built. Weirdness meter 8 out of 10. Tire budget horror rating 10 out of 10. Number 6, the Komatsu D575. A super dozer, Japan, 1991, the Komatsu D575A is the largest bulldozer ever mass-produced, carrying itself with the unhurried confidence of a machine that has never once worried about what is in front of it. Its blade spans 7.4 meters wide, large enough to push a 2-story house sideways without complaint. and its 1,050 horsepower engine pushes it to 11 kilometers per hour, which on something this size feels genuinely reckless. The true magic was the variable pitch blade system, delivering extraordinary precision for a machine of this mass, but it possessed a fatal flaw. Transport between sites required complete disassembly and a convoy of over 30 flatbed trucks. Weirdness meter 7 out of 10. Road transport logistics nightmare rating 10 out of 10. Pattern break. Here's something worth sitting with for a moment. Every machine on this list was built as a direct response to human hunger. Hunger for coal, for copper, for iron ore, for the raw materials that built the modern world. These are not vanity projects or engineering experiments. They are the blunt instruments of industrial civilization, scaled to meet demand that the previous generation of engineers simply could not have imagined. And yet almost every one of them carries a fatal flaw, not in the engineering, but in the assumption that bigger always means better. Drop a comment below. Do you think machines this size are a sign of human genius or human excess? And if you have not subscribed yet, now is the time. We are just getting to the truly monstrous ones. Number 5, the Terex RH400, Germany, 1997. The Terex RH400 is the largest hydraulic mining shovel ever constructed, built to operate at a scale that defies reasonable logic. Its dipper holds 52 cubic meters, its working weight sits at 980 tons, and the 2,000 horsepower drive system swings that dipper through 180 degrees in under 30 seconds. The true magic was the modular assembly design, fully assembled on site within 12 weeks, remarkably fast for a machine of this scale, but it possessed a fatal flaw. Production remained extremely limited, as the pool of mining operations large enough to justify its staggering daily operating costs proved far smaller than anticipated. Weirdness meter 9 out of 10. Return on investment patience rating 8 out of 10. Number 4, the Bagger 293. Germany 2003. The Bagger 293 is the current holder of the world's largest land vehicle title, and it wears that crown without apology. 240 meters long, 96 meters tall, removing 240,000 cubic meters of earth every single day, enough to fill over 96 Olympic swimming pools in 24 hours. The true magic was the optimized bucket wheel design, engineered to release material with minimal clogging even in wet, lignite conditions that defeated smaller machines entirely. But it possessed a fatal flaw. Its ground pressure requires specially reinforced haul roads, and any deviation from its prescribed path risks catastrophic structural stress on the boom. Weirdness meter 10 out of 10. Existential scale rating 11 out of 10. Number 3, the P&H 4100. XPC electric shovel, United States 2008. The P&H 4100 XPC looks conventional, until you realize the operator's cab sits 12 meters off the ground and the dipper could swallow a pickup truck without touching the sides. Its electric swing motors rotate the fully loaded upper structure in under 8 seconds, handling up to 109 tons per pass. The true magic was the alternating current drive system, replacing direct current motors with variable frequency drives that delivered smoother power and dramatically reduced maintenance intervals. But it possessed a fatal flaw. The electrical infrastructure required to power it at a remote site, substations, trailing cables, voltage regulators, often costs as much to install as the machine itself. Weirdness meter 7 out of 10. Electrician's job security rating 10 out of 10. Number 2, the Caterpillar 797F, United States 2009. The Caterpillar 797F is the largest production haul truck ever built, operating at a scale that turns every other vehicle on site into a toy. 363 metric ton payload, 6 tires at $40,000 each lasting roughly 6 months, and a Cat C 175 diesel producing 4,000 horsepower, pushing it to 68 kilometers per hour fully loaded. The true magic was the body-over-frame construction enabling rapid dump cycles, keeping haul times competitive through sheer volume advantage. but it possessed a fatal flaw. At maximum capacity, it destroys conventional haul roads in weeks, forcing mines to keep dedicated road building crews running continuously just to keep it moving. Weirdness, meter 8 out of 10. Road maintenance bill rating 10 out of 10. Number 1, the Bagger 252. Germany, 1978. The Bagger 252 started the bucket wheel arms race, and even today it remains one of the most alien objects ever constructed on land. Deployed in the Hambach lignite mine in western Germany, it operates 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, removing coal buried under 100 meters of overburden. Its internal structure contains maintenance corridors, workshops, and electrical rooms large enough to walk through standing upright. It's a building that moves. The true magic was the integrated conveyor network. Excavated material travels directly onto an onboard belt system and transfers to ground level conveyors without a single haul truck involved, but it possessed a fatal flaw. In 2003, a slope failure beneath one of its crawler units tilted the machine, triggering a recovery effort lasting well over a year at enormous cost. It is mathematically terrifying, and it is still operating today. Weirdness meter 10 out of 10. Geological humility rating 11 out of 10. From the hissing steam shovels of 1904 to the continent reshaping bucket wheel giants still grinding through German coalfields today, these 10 machines represent something extraordinary about human ambition. We did not just build bigger tools, we built entire mechanical civilizations, self-contained, relentless, and scaled to demands that previous generations could barely conceive. Every fatal flaw on this list is really just the edge of what was possible at the time. And the engineers who built these monsters were not reckless. They were simply the first people to find out where the limits were. Hit subscribe for more incredible machines and engineering stories you won't believe are real. We will see you in the next one.